Hey you guys, it's Testimony Tuesday, and I'm going to share a brief testimony, something that happened a few years ago, and I've been really meditating on what it is today that I should bring to you guys. And I really feel like it's very important, especially during this season, especially during this time that we're going through. With Halloween around the corner and a lot of spiritual warfare that's on the rise, especially during this season. So, a few years back, I was in prayer at night, and I was praying, and I don't even recall what exactly I was praying to the Lord about. But then he started to give me a vision, and I seen a young girl before me. Blonde hair, beautiful blue eyes, as young as my daughter. I started to look at her and I said, Lord, as I looked into this girl's eyes, I seen this young girl was demon possessed. I said, Lord, this is a child. Why are you showing me this? He says, my daughter, I want you to keep watching. As I keep looking forward at this young girl, I start to see there's a serpent behind her feet, all the way down, leading as far as the eyes can see. And the head was right behind the feet. And I'm looking and I'm like, and I asked the Lord if I can see far beyond and see where this serpent is leading to. So I follow, he allowed me, and I followed the body of this serpent to see nothing but darkness. And it was going for so long. Finally, I can see what appears as a moon in the sky at a further distance, like a mist of a fog, but yet like a moon. And I asked the Lord if I can go. I want to see what that is. What is that light that's shining all the way in the back, but it's like a foggy light. So I kept proceeding, and as soon as I hit a certain point, there was like what I can describe as a gargoyle statue on each side, on my right and on my left, and they were huge, they were black, and they were demonic. And I looked to God for protection. He says, I'm with you. He says to keep going. I want you to see. So then I pursued, and as soon as I kept going, it was almost as if it was like a laundry chute all the way down. And so I could no longer walk because it just completely went straight down into what I know as the pits of hell. I started praying. I said, Lord, why are you showing me this? He says, my daughter, I want you to switch up what you're praying for, and I need you to start praying for your children. I need you to start praying for your children. So I jump and start immediately going into intercession. And for what I was talking to him about was not a significance any longer, because this was like a 911, pray for your children. So I started praying. And then I started warning people as I felt the unction of the Spirit of the Lord within a couple weeks. Pray for your children. Pray for your children. You see, when I went into prayer, I almost had an unbelief that such a young child can be demon possessed. I had no, I mean, I could believe it, but it's hard to believe because you want to believe children are of the innocence. And I still believe that we are all created with good inside of us. But you see, there was this young girl he showed me that was indeed demon possessed. And then he gave me that feeling of a 911 that my children is surrounded by demon possessed children. So I went into intercession. And as I kept going and speaking to individuals, I realized the Lord wanted me to warn everyone to pray for your children. Pray for your children. Anyhow, one of the women that I was speaking with, telling her an urgency of praying for your children cover like never before, I just get reminded of my daughter and how recently she was just bullied. And she spoke to me about this. Mind you, this was about 2 or 3 years ago. So I get reminded, and all of a sudden I remember that my daughter's home from school. I don't remember what type of holiday, but my husband was home. I called my daughter and I said, can you explain to me what this young girl looks like that's been bullying you? And she explains to me, and she tells me that this girl is really pretty. She has blonde, long, wavy hair and blue eyes. My heart jumped. I go home and I asked her over the phone, do you have a school picture, a class picture of this young girl? I then go home and I see this picture, and I just started crying because I realized that he gave me a specific girl that was indeed affecting my child. Her mental state of mind wasn't there. Her grades were dropping, my daughter, because she was picked on so much. Here I am praying, God protect my child.